Hey everybody, my name's Sarah and welcome to Mile High Church. Thank you so much for spending a portion of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. Our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up at Mile High Church for you and your family. Connect with your intuition at our Sacred Saturday with Jackie Harris. The topic is Fear is Faith, Overcoming Fear, where you will learn to tap into the intuitive power of spirit within yourself at the semi-silent mini retreat, and set a personal intention to receive guidance or healing at our Shamanic Journey workshop. Experience the ritual of the 7 directions, chakra cleansing, and shamanic drumming to connect with spirit and embrace your soul's journey.
Hi, I'm State Senator Lisa Cutter. From passing groundbreaking zero waste and circular economy legislation to leading initiatives that preserve our natural resources, I've made it my mission to fight for a greener, healthier planet. Please join me to talk about it at 11:30 a.m. and we'll talk more about the progress we've made here in Colorado and things that are in the works. It's only by working together that we can really make a difference. I'll look forward to seeing you there.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the event center or connect with us online at milehighchurch.org.
Hello, Mile High. Happy Sunday to you. It's good to see your faces. Hello. Good morning. There you are. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to sing together. If you'd like to sing with me, you can stand or you can remain seated. It's up to you. But I'm going to meet you in the music, all right? Let's get some energy moving. Sounds good now. Sing it out. Believe it. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. She's dancing us into the joy right first off this morning, and she's so good at it. Yes. Welcome to Mile High Church, and I'm Zemirah, and it is my honor to be here with you today. And it is also a wonderful Sunday because this week, this day, this month, we are celebrating, honoring, uplifting, and the devotion of our prayer practitioners. And so today we get to really honor the service, the love that they bring to us in our community here. You know, to be a practitioner is to practice, and they practice the science of mind principles and teachings. And one of my absolute utmost favorite science of mind principles is the one that says, we believe that we make God personal to the extent that we feel that indwelling presence within. And so right now, we are all going to join together in community to feel, to connect with that indwelling presence within, with a little song and with a little silence and with a beautiful prayer from one of our beloved practitioners, Charlie. So let's go within.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
I invite you into the stillness, that space in which love prevails, the space where the spark of light illumines consciousness. For I know that I am forever held in that space, and that each and every person in this sanctuary, each person watching online, whether today or in the future, also is present in that space of consciousness where that spark, that light of love abides. Today, as we celebrate the new practitioners joining our core, I know that their lives have been touched by the light of the divine. It is that same light that guides and directs the first responders on the ground, the individuals whose homes may be threatened by the fires in our state and across the West, that leads them to know and understand exactly what it is that they need to do and how to do it. And I know that for each person here who may be struggling with the fires and the smoke in their own experience, that light of love is there to comfort, guide, and direct. I'm so very grateful for the understanding of the law of love that brings healing and peace to every situation. I release this word into that self-creative, self-sustaining law of life, knowing that it is done, and so it is.
If it be your will that I speak no more, and my voice be still, as it was before, I will speak no more. I shall abide until I am spoken for. If it be your will, if it be your will that a voice be true from this broken hill, I will sing to you from this broken hill. All your praises they shall ring. If it be your will to let me sing, if it be your will, if there is a choice, let the rivers fill, let the hills rejoice, let your mercy spill on all these burning hearts in hell. If it be your will to make us well, and draw us near, and bind us tight, all your children here, in our rags of light, in our rags of light, all dressed to kill, and end this night, if it be your will. If it be your will.
Good morning, everyone. Joining me at the podium today is our lead practitioner, Geraldine Thiel, and she's been serving this community as a practitioner for, is it 30 or 35?
30.
30 years, everybody. She's not the only one, too. So many people lifting up, and it is our Acknowledgement Day, but we're really making all of August Practitioner Recognition Month. You'll do things, see things like practitioners praying, and how about Charlie Goldsmith and that beautiful prayer? Thank you, Charlie. A practitioner is both easy and very hard to define. And what I can tell you is I am who I am because of practitioners. They have this unique ability to both accept me as I am and hold me to who I am becoming. Think about how many relationships in your life that you may have like that. It's probably not very many. And the practitioners can do this with us. We struggle with it with ourselves sometimes, but we can help you with it. And they use this incredible spiritual technique that we call affirmative prayer, where they connect with the inner light and inner brilliance within themselves. They help us see it within our own being, and we work with this creative mind, this creative intelligence to co-create a life of healing, a life of thriving, and a life of great meaning. And I'm so grateful to all of our practitioners, and in particular that we are welcoming these 5 new ones officially in our community today.
Good morning. It's a joy to be with you on this Practitioner Recognition Sunday. I'd like to start by introducing our 5 new practitioners who received their stoles on July 19th. So we have Barbara Barton, Linda Hilliker, Richard Koken, Yamela Reyna, and Becky Swenson. I would like to invite all of our practitioners to stand while I read the declaration of who we are. We, the practitioners of Mile High Church, have answered a spiritual call to be of service. We dedicate ourselves to seeing the highest truth in all people, situations, and experiences. We affirm that we are divinely guided in this work, and we honor the love, truth, and abundance of spirit. We embrace the opportunity to serve with faith and with love, and so it is. If you would please join me in thanking this amazing group of practitioners for their dedicated hearts of service.
Have I been sleeping? I've been so still, afraid of crumbling. Have I been careless, dismissing all the distant rumblings? Take me where I am supposed to be, to comprehend the things that I can't see. 'Cause I need to move. I need to wake up, I need to change, and I need to shake up, I need to speak out. Something's got to break up. I've been asleep, and I need to wake up now. And as a child, I danced like it was 1999. My dreams were wild. The promise of this new world would be mine. Now I am throwing off the carelessness of youth, to listen to an inconvenient truth that I need to move.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer Burnett. Thank you to Randy, to Bijou, to Mike. And we want to honor Rob this morning because you know what? It's a really special day. He has been with us. It is his 15-year anniversary today. Thank you, Rob, for your genius and all the musical gifts that you've shared with us. And this morning, we are all going to celebrate the gifts within and to become enchanted or maybe even re-enchanted with our own nature. Around 1765 or so, an English boy would stride out from his home in Solo and walk across the river through the hills of Surrey as they were known then on a 7-mile jaunt each day. And one summer morning, he was sauntering along in the Peckham Rye Park when he looked up into an oak tree. And up in that oak tree, he saw that it was filled with angels. He described it as being a tree radiant and joyful and filled with glorious light. He said it was bright angelic wings bespeckling every bow like stars. And so in his excitement, he went home and he wanted to tell his mom and his dad about this experience in the park. And when he began to speak to them, his dad thought he was lying and actually began to hit him. And his mother had to intervene and to save him from what would maybe have been a severe thrashing. Bright angelic wings bespangling every bough like stars. This boy was William Blake. One of his first reported mystical visions in a lifetime that would be filled with visions. And he was this innocent, wonder-struck boy accessing the mystical world and meeting the cruel reality of a world that had cast the mystical from its heart. Throughout his life, he knew a world of imagination, and he felt that this was the true world. In fact, imagination in his regard was divine life itself, and that the world of the Industrial Revolution was sorely missing the mark. In a letter he wrote to Reverend Dr. Trussler in 1799, he said, "The tree which moves some to tears of joy is, in the eyes of others, only a green thing that stands in the way. To the eyes of the man of imagination, nature is imagination itself. As a man is, so he sees. As the eye is formed, such are its powers." How many of you have been touched by the words of William Blake and the imaginal world that he so beautifully described, perhaps, maybe even unknowingly, to see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour? Or maybe you've come across this one. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. See, Blake saw mystical vision, and nature itself as vehicles for conveying cosmic principles and spiritual development, ways of communicating profound spiritual teachings and philosophical ideas. And he was on a lifelong mission. A mission to unveil the mystical to those who had lost touch with its reverence, to those who were crescendoing the massacre of nature in favor of industrialization, to a world that was essentially thrashing the mystical from their own experience. Some of the story has been adapted from a podcast called The Emerald, which I highly recommend. And you can hear it there. And you can also read more about William Blake if you move into Tobias Churton's biography, which is entitled Jerusalem. But what stands out to me in Blake's quest is that I think it's so relatable in our world today. You know, he saw being born in the Industrial Revolution and that it was an invitation to bring back that enchantment with the mystical within. He saw that that was his mission. And I don't think that's too far removed from what we're asked to do today. But what has resulted in our years of separation from that sense of mystical within, our disconnect with the spiritual and the ethereal realms? What has resulted is that we find ourselves hungry and thirsty for that experience of our own souls, for that sense of enchantment that comes from being connected with that divine spark within each one of our hearts. And there are signs of that in the world today, that we are hungry and thirsty, and we can see it in the way that things are showing up. Anybody watched the opening Olympics, and you saw Lady Gaga taking the stage, and what was written on the side of that stage? Enchanted. Enchanted. And the theme of the Olympics is world unity. We are hungry for this interconnectedness, to experience this connection with all of life and with each other. And then, this last couple of weekends, you might have seen, if you were out there exploring, that there's a musical festival known as Tomorrowland that was celebrating its 20th anniversary in Belgium. And the theme this year was the elixir of life. And look at the stage they created to honor and create a mystical garden of roses from which we could dance and connect and re-enchant our souls while being immersed in the music. You know, this very stage has some 43 fountains embedded within it, 230 speakers, 1,000 custom LED lights, and 3,136 video tiles. And each day, there were 15,000 on the crew that tended this mystical dance garden. And over those 2 weekends, 400,000 people showed up to experience this elixir of life in this garden, while fabricated, yet calling out for that experience of enchantment that can be found when we move and dance in joy with one another. We are hungry and thirsty to feel this sense of enchantment. And when they built this stage, do you know what their guiding principle was from idea to realization? They're doing it. They're doing it. And have you been on YouTube and seen this video from the Two Cellos? Two Cellos is a group of these two Italian guys who are brilliant, genius mystics of music. And if you go on YouTube, which I highly recommend you do a little dance later and check it out, you can go there and you'll see this video opens with all the people arriving in Victorian dress. And they are coming up to the theater and all prim and proper and distinguished, and they're filtering in for a night of cello. And the concert begins. There's this lively Victorian tune, and then it begins to slowly shift and build and grow and intensify. The horse hairs begin to flay from the bows as they go at their playing. They're thunderstruck. Yes, and then they catch fire. They catch fire and they explode with the wildness of AC/DC's Thunderstruck. Yes. All reservation drops away into bliss. However, you might check out the audience. At the completion, the Victorian folks are clutching the pearls at their neckline, covering their eyes, sitting with shocked faces. As they sit in silence, they don't almost know what to do with that taste of energy and expression that has emerged as they have been connected. They have sensed, they have felt the divine spark that's being expressed through these two cellists. unfiltered, that word, unadulterated, there it is, like being thunderstruck. So connecting with the enchantment within our soul, that divine nature that feeds us, it quenches our thirst for the mystical, our thirst to know ourselves as expressions of the divine. And that which enchants us guides us closer. It leads us back into that source of lightning itself to source. Joseph Campbell, a great teacher of mythology, said, if you follow your bliss, you put yourself on a kind of track that has been there all the while waiting for you. And the life you ought to be living is the one that you are living. Wherever you are, if you're following your bliss, you are enjoying that refreshment, that life within you, that lightning, and you enjoy it all the time. So let's explore together this morning 3 practices that can guide us back to enliven and to awaken our inner worlds, because the access of that mystical experience always comes from within ourselves. And as we know, the first one, well, I don't know if as we know yet, but we're going to know. As we know in a minute, the first one that I want to explore together is the power of myth. The first talking point, mything in action. And we can thank Dr. Patty over here for this title, Mything in Action. Isn't it great? Because when we are using the power of myth to guide us back to our souls, we are getting in touch with the fact that we are always receiving guidance, always receiving support, always receiving messages from life itself, from Spirit, from God. And when we get in touch with that, we can look at life as if it were a living oracle. So the first one being the power of myth. As you look around, you see that we are enshrined with mythic stories. Everywhere we look, that there are symbols that serve to point us back towards, and myth speaks to us because it is a language of the soul. And myth speaks to us then at that level of the soul. Kamala Kapoor, who is an author from the Hindu tradition, writes in her Ganesha Goes to Lunch book, mythology of the world is one gemstone whose manifold facets are created and polished by different cultures. She also says myth illumines aspects of the same mystery. You see, to be open to the messages of myth is to be open to the mystery. Myth points us back to ourselves when we're open to it. You've heard that saying, what you seek is seeking you. Rumi said it, so did a lot of other folks. Life is orchestrating to support us on the journey, but it can be hard to trust that sometimes, right? It can be hard to trust that when we're in the throes of challenges, when it feels like there is shadow and darkness that we're wrestling with. But have you ever experienced those signs as you're going about your life? It's that free book caddy that's, those little book libraries that sit along the side of the road, and something inside you says, I don't need another book, but you're like, there's something in there for me. So you go over there, and wouldn't you know, you open it up and there's a book in there inviting you to Scotland to visit with the Fae folk. Just as an example. And there's those things that catch your eye again and again and again. And when they catch your eye for the third time, right, that's when I call that the divine wake-up call, right? The divine wake-up call, when you're like, oh, this thing has come around like several times, countless times. I begin to pay attention to what that message is. This week I did a little experiment. I'm a thrifter, which means I like to go to seek the diamonds in the rough in the thrift store. And I like to go there, and usually I'm not going there. Somebody said to me on break, they said, I don't go with a list, I go with an hour. Brilliant. Brilliant. So, you go to the thrift store and you see what's there that's speaking to you. And this week, of course, as I was meandering around and preparing for this talk, guess what just was right there on the shelf? Myths and Legends, right there. It was only $4.99. I think it was half price, too. Deal. So, those things that are meant for your soul find you. They find you. So Sharon Blackie writes in her book, The Enchanted Life, Unlocking the Magic of the Everyday. Whatever journey we imagine ourselves to be on, myth can inform our sense of what is possible and enable us not to just cope with life's challenges, but to live more intensely and to live more richly with the world. The key is that we stay open. And the key is that when we start to get in the trance of the mundane world, when we start to get distracted, when we start to get pulled away, when we start to fall deeply into fear, the trick is to open back up again. One of the things that really gets me off course, that gets me way off course in life, is to have to put together furniture. Has anybody had to? Well, I recently have been on quite a life journey in that I have been, my nest is emptying. My beloveds are moving across the sea. One of them's here. And in that, I am downsizing. I'm actually cutting my living space in half. And with that was another reason to go to the thrift store. I had bags to release. And with that, though, I found myself now with a little closet-sized bathroom. And all my things are on the floor in a pile. And I thought to myself, well, we could do something about this. So I impulsively went on Amazon and I said, oh, that's pretty. And I ordered it and it came to my house. And I opened it up and I put out the thousands of pieces on the floor. And it was a very impulsive buy. It was like, oh, that's cute. That'll house the things. And so here it was. And so I started putting this thing together in the hallway. You could see a picture of how this started to go up here. And, I also was under the impression this would take, 30 minutes, and then I'd have that dopamine hit of, yes, this thing looks so good, and my stuff's now organized in a nice, simplified fashion in my bathroom. 3 to 4 hours later, I was sitting there. And so I spread these things out on the floor, and this is what they gave me to put this together. This is the tool. This is what's in that package. That, right there. See, we took a picture of it so you can actually see it. It was this size. It's the very thing itself. And a 41-page booklet. That was just the English part. After 3 to 4 hours, I called my daughter, Maddie, and I said, who actually is genius at doing this stuff. And I said, I need some help. And she came on the scene. She goes, why is it upside down and backwards? And I said, it was true. We had to unassemble it. And you know what? The funny thing is in the very end, it didn't even fit in my bathroom. So my stuff's still on the floor in a pile because I impulsively didn't even measure or think to measure to see if this cute thing would actually function in my world. But in the essence of it all, I was actually thunderstruck by the idea that often I am trying to put together the things of my life using worldly-sized tools. And the truth is, we don't have to use worldly-sized tools to construct the pretty things, the wonderful things, the very walk of our life. Because what we have available to us at our fingertips are mythic, mystical, spiritual tools. And they are vastly unlimited. And they have no size. They are beyond the worldly size. And so you cultivate these tools, we all cultivate these tools through the use of our prayer and our intention and our practices. And through those practices, we begin to gain that sense of trust that I am always supported. There is always what I need coming when I need it. And it's an hourly, sometimes minute-to-minute reminder that I have to work through in order to get that principle, that prayer embedded within my consciousness. As we stay open to receive the messages, however, we begin to see that life is that living oracle. You know, the word oracle comes from the Latin word oraculum, which literally means a divine announcement. So we stay open. Ernest Holmes wrote, "The person who can throw himself with complete abandon into that limitless sea of receptivity, having cut loose from all apparent moorings, is the one who will always receive the greatest reward." Modern day mythologist Dr. Martin Shaw encourages all of us to find that authentic voice of our souls by being awake, being open to receive messages from the mystical, from the mythic, from the language of our souls, which he includes is folklore and initiatory encounters with wilderness. Speak, he says, from the dervish of your heart. Speak from your deep, enchanting sea. Which brings us to the second practice this morning, which is to re-enchant ourselves, to touch our souls by looking to nature as our guide. It begins by awakening, or maybe reawakening reverence. Looking with reverence. It's about moving from that idea of considering the sun as this flaming ball of nuclear fusion to realizing the inherent brilliance of this bright star that sustains our life. It nourishes us. It enlivens us. But to also look beyond its physical makeup to the mystical meanings. If you were living in the Incan tradition, you would have believed and known yourself to be a child of the sun. An expression of the love between the cosmic mother and the cosmic father. In fact, you would have seen yourself as a permanent kiss between them. The Peruvian wisdom teaches us that if we cleanse our perception by knowing ourselves, by reawakening to that sense of us being children of the sun each and every day, we let go of the heavy energies of life, which they call hucha, and become re-enchanted with our divine nature by looking for that guide within nature. 2 years ago, this very weekend, I had the opportunity to accompany Dr. Patty on a pilgrimage to Peru, and it was a blessed journey. It truly was a blessed journey. And our guide, Jorge Luis Delgado, who is this mystic, and he's written several books that I encourage you to check out as well, he shared a daily practice that I want to share with you now. Each day, upon waking, you remember who you are as a child of the sun, and he would put his hands into this triangle, and he would hold it up to the sun, and he would look between his fingers, seeing that light coming through and bringing it into his heart. He would breathe with Father, Son, and recognize this shining light and love within his heart. So he guided us in that. And he said that you can allow this love to awaken within you. It's like taking a shower each day, to shower your inner light with love. And over time, you will feel lighter. You will feel enchanted. It is said in the Andean legend and myth that when a child of the sun, of which we are as humans, when we wake up fully to the higher consciousness of love, then we're able to share love fully. And that when this happens, a cosmic hummingbird comes to hover over the crown chakra of the person, symbolically tasting the nectar of that love. Then flapping wings of joy, Father, Son, and Mother Earth, and they give thanksgiving to this person for waking up to share perfect conscious love. Isn't that such a beautiful image? I'd even invite you, if you wanted to, take that image this week of the hummingbird into your meditation as a way of connecting with your own soul, with re-enchanting yourself with that divine nature and feeling it that indwelling presence through using that symbol in your meditation, that awakening to conscious love. And that brings us to the final point of enchantment, which is to initiate an inward revolution. Life conspires or conspirals to take us deeper, to expand us wider in our growth. With inward revolution, we spend time with our inner selves. Joel Goldsmith writes in The Thunder of Silence, "We shall receive God in consciousness, within our inner sanctuary or temple, in that secret place of the Most High, which is found in no other place but within ourselves." That's an excellent sign. That inner place of the Most High, which is found within ourselves. We get thunderstruck by the divine when we sit in that stillness and we commune in the silence. Ever wonder why he entitled that book, The Thunder of Silence? According to legend, during his quest for enlightenment, Siddhartha Gautama, who would become Buddha, was meditating in the hot sun. And in the Buddhist tradition, of course, it is thought that all of us have a Buddhist nature within, that it is our quest, it is our spiritual development to awaken that Buddha nature within ourselves. But here he was sitting in the hot sun, and he was so absorbed in his meditation that he didn't notice the intensity and the danger of what was going on around him. Seeing this, a group of snails sensed the danger the heat posed to his condition. And in an act of selflessness, the snails crawled into his head to protect him from the sun's harsh rays, their moist bodies providing a cooling effect that shielded him from the heat, allowing him to continue his meditation without distraction. One facet of this myth is that the snail's actions represent the ultimate sacrifice and devotion. And another facet is that they also symbolize selfless service and the devotion to a higher cause. And yet one more symbolization from this is that they represent the cyclical nature of our journey into knowing our Buddha nature. That cyclical journey, when we fall down and get up, when we have those patterns repeating in our life, and often it feels as if they're taking us backward, that we're going back. I'm like, here again, right? That's how it feels sometimes, but that we keep in mind with the heart of compassion that if we allow it, it catapults us closer to that enchantment of the soul, to that knowing of our divine nature. Should we be open to it? Should we hold that intention on this life's walk? That each revolution of the learning draws us more in and expands us into that spiritual awareness of the Buddha within. And so this myth is one of many stories that illustrate the Buddha's journey to enlightenment, the trials, the support that he received along the way. But it also reflects those broader themes of Buddhism, the interconnectedness of all things, the pursuit of our spiritual awakening, but also the compassion with which we walk the journey to and within our own soul. In the Spanish language, when you meet someone, one thing I absolutely adore about it, when you meet someone, it is customary to say, encantada, enchanted. Encantada or encantado in the masculine ending, which means I am enchanted to meet you. My prayer for you, for each one of us, is that when we greet ourselves, when we address our very own soul, it is with that very essence of encantada, encantada, encantada. the more we cultivate this sense of enchantment within, the more we can share it when we meet one another. I am enchanted to meet you. We're going to close today with a chamber prayer. And right now I'm going to invite our practitioner prayer partners to begin to make their way to the edges of the room. And as they are doing that, I want you to understand that a chamber prayer is a type of prayer where we are all speaking and praying together into the room, creating this field of prayer in which we can be immersed, in which we can embody and feel and know that indwelling presence. We can feel that energy in the room. So your job here in the seats is to simply relax, to breathe, and to receive, taking it all in. As we move into the prayer that I am holding in my own heart is that you feel thunderstruck by the enchantment of the divine spark within your heart, within your own being. And with that, we are going to take a deep breath, move within, and begin to pray. I know the infinite indwelling presence of God right here, right now, all around. And I open to feel that presence right here within my divine nature. I open to feel and to know that divine spark within my own heart. I open to feel and to know that guidance comes from that unification, from that source, from that connection with the divine within. I open my heart right now to know that for each person in this room, that they feel the enchantment of their own soul, that they feel the enchantment of love divine, that they open to receive those signs, those guideposts that are always being given by source. They open to feel and to know that in every direction, every step on the path, it is inspired, it is guided, it is absolutely alive and awake with the presence of the One. I know each person here awakens to that divine nature with such a sense of gratitude that I feel, and I know that.
The world
With that sense of gratitude, I am able to release this prayer into that alchemy of love that is law and action, and allow it to be.
Tools that are for their best life.
Greatness, that is the divine creation of spirit.
It is with such gratitude we say thank you, Spirit. And so it is.
Cause I need to move. I need to wake up. I need a change. I need to shake up. I need to speak out. Something's got to break up. I've been asleep, but I need to wake up now.
So we just breathe into that place of the heart, releasing that beautiful chamber prayer with such gratitude to our prayer practitioners for holding that energy, for speaking, declaring that energy into the room. Just feeling that inspiration in our hearts. Right now, we take it in as we move into a time of celebration of the abundance in all of our lives. As we move into our time of offering today, I want you to consider the abundance that flows in and through, the blessings, the guidance, the oracle, the living oracle that is your very own life, as we give thanks for that. Because each one of you is such a blessing to our community here, and all that you give, your very presence here today, is a very blessing to this campus and to the world. And so it's with that heart of gratitude that we begin to celebrate that law of circulation and how that abundance moves in and through our community in all the ways that we give. And so let's begin to activate that law of circulation within our hearts right now as we declare our own affirmation together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I am, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
My heart beats standing on the edge, but my feet have finally left the ledge. Like an acrobat, there's no turning back. I'm letting go of the life I planned for me and my dreams. I'm losing control of my destiny. It feels like I'm falling, and that's what it's like to believe. So I'm letting go. This is a giant leap of faith, trusting and trying to embrace the fear of the unknown, beyond my comfort zone. I'm letting go of the life I planned for me and my dreams. I'm losing control of my destiny. It feels like I'm falling, and that's what it's like to believe. So I'm letting go, giving into the gravity, knowing God is holding me. I'm not afraid. I'm letting go of the life I planned for me and my dreams. I'm losing control of my destiny. It feels like I'm falling, and that's what it's like to believe. Yeah, it feels like I'm falling, and this is the life for me. Yeah, I'm letting go. It feels like I'm falling, and that's what it's like to believe. Yeah, it feels like I'm falling, and this is the life for me.
Thank you, Jennifer Burnett. Thank you, Mile High Band. Hey, we want to acknowledge Jennifer today because this past week she won Colorado Theater Guild's Henry Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Musical, which is a huge accomplishment. She's got it there with her. Tell us a little bit more about what that means, Jennifer, and what's next for you.
Thank you all so much. This is so kind of you guys to acknowledge this. I really, really appreciate it. The Colorado Theater Guild gives Henry Awards each year. There's over 100 Henry judges that attend the shows, and the ones with the highest points win, I suppose. And so I was in The Music Man in the spring. I played Eulalie McKechnie Shin, and that production won 4 Henrys. And so I'm really proud of the entire production, but thank you all so much for all the support that you've given me over the years and all this. And in October, I'll be playing Fraulein Schneider in Cabaret with the Platte Valley Players up at the Brighton Armory. And then the last weekend in October and the first 3 weeks in November, I'll be playing the Reverend Mother at Parker Arts at the Schoolhouse Theater with Veritas Productions. So I'm thrilled beyond belief, and it truly was just a special, special moment. And thank you so much for taking the time out of the service to acknowledge it. And thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Zemirah, you just bring such brilliance, creativity, and groundedness in who you are into our community, which makes us all a little more brilliant, a little bit more creative, and a little bit more grounded. So thank you for your message today and all you bring to our spiritual community. It's a day of bags. If you are new to Mile High Church, we have these wonderful welcome bags for you. You can get in the Welcome Center. I may have slipped $20 into a couple of them, so don't have them all at one time. And if you go to our community center today, we've been putting together all day blessing bags. You know, when you're driving your car and there's someone in the center divider and you don't know quite how to help them. These are bags that just have some snacks, some sunscreen lotion, some body wipes, some things like that. You can go take a couple, add to them how you like, but we're just wanting to do our little part to help folks in our community. These incredible practitioners that we honored, some of them are going to be in front of the stage to pray with you after service. We have a wonderful BHS, Business Honoring Spirituality. Where are you, folks? Where's our BHS people? Okay, they're getting ready for the big car show that's coming up. Go visit their car show. And August 11th, a big day at Mile High Church. It's our annual meeting, so it's a day to honor our Board of Trustees members who are moving onward because their terms are completed, and we'll be electing new trustees. It's a wonderful time to hear the state of your church, state of its finances, et cetera, et cetera. So join us after service for that. So grateful to Lisa Cutter for presenting on Sacred Earth Ministry after service today. With that, will you benedict us, Zemirah?
Yes. If you all please join me, stand up, and just maybe if you want to, feel within your heart, and we're going to declare together, I am open to being thunderstruck by my own divine spark. I'm open to being thunderstruck by my own divine spark. I am enchanted from within. May you all feel that enchantment all week long, and so it is.